This video was recorded in the middle of the night in an apartment complex in Toledo. The doorbell camera captured a man knocking on the door with a gun visible on his belt. The owner of the apartment did not recognize the man and asked him who he was, to which the stranger only replied, "It's me." The woman continued asking questions, but instead of explaining himself, the man simply waved his hand and walked away. Despite this, the woman did not open the door and the man left. But as it turned out, that was not all. Sometime later, a second man came to the door, who climbed out of a dumpster, and both men headed to the back door, trying to pick the lock. The police were called, but by the time they arrived, the men had already left, never having been able to open the door. It is unclear what they were planning. They may have wanted to rob the apartment, but their intentions may be much more dangerous. The identities of both men are still unknown installed. Then in Texas, one morning, a homeowner finds his backyard gate open. Curious, he looks through the security footage and sees a man dressed as a clown walking around the yard with a knife, looking into windows and trying to open doors. This happened in 2016, during the so-called clown scare, when many people dressed up as clowns to scare others. While many did it for fun, it is possible that some of them were trying to commit a crime. This clown was clearly trying to break into the house with a knife, but when he failed, he simply left. A complaint was later filed with the police, but all that resulted was this disturbing footage. In Colorado at night, 3 mountain lions were caught on camera, emerging from the darkness and exploring the area, including the porch of one of the houses. Mountain lions are extremely rare in the area, as they usually live in more remote mountainous areas. The presence of predators in a residential area is very rare, and it would be much worse if one of the residents was outside at that moment. In March 2017, an emergency was recorded on a video doorbell camera in Kansas City. A large fire started near a house. Firefighters arrived at the scene, and neighbors had to urgently evacuate their cars. Shards of burnt materials fell into the bushes near the door of one of the houses, causing them to catch fire. The video shows how a neighbor puts out the flames with a hose, but the owner of the house was not at home and tried to explain this through the speaker of the doorbell. The fire was extinguished before it threatened other buildings. This video was posted in September 2022 and recorded the strange behavior of a man who knocked on the door several times at 3 a.m., asking for help and acting aggressively when they did not open the door. The owner called the police. After some time, the man reappeared and continued to persistently knock on the door. In August 2020 at 4 a.m., an incident was recorded where an unknown man poured gasoline on the front yard and porch of a house and then set it on fire. The reasons for this act were never established, and this incident remains a mystery, as at first glance there were no obvious motives. In September 2021, another suspicious event occurred when 2 people who introduced themselves as police officers stood at the door at 3 a.m.